All right, what's up guys? This is Ryan from Elevate Security, and now in this video I wanted to talk about how you can stay on the cutting edge as an attacker or a security researcher, pen tester, whatever the case may be. Now, when it comes to the field of security, there are a lot of, we talk about this all the time on this channel. There's a lot of different discoveries being made every day in terms of vulnerabilities, things like that. You're always seeing stuff in the news. There's always, every week, there's just so much stuff discovered, things being hacked and whatnot. So it can be pretty overwhelming, but this video is more about how you can use the information that is being put out there and really take it in a practical sense and use it for your own. As well, maybe you are a security researcher out there finding these vulnerabilities in the wild. Maybe you do bug bounties on HackerOne or BugCrowd, something like that, and you need to know how you can best report these, right? So what I'm talking about in this video is proof of concepts. Now, what is a proof of concept? A proof of concept basically is a write-up, a technical write-up of exploited vulnerability. So, for example, we'll use the example of code execution. It's pretty straightforward. I'm pretty sure most people are familiar with code execution. So let's say there's a web server that wasn't properly sanitizing or validating the input, and you are able to run system commands like on the underlying web server's operating system, and you use that to spawn a shell, and now you have code execution on the server. Now, what that would look like as a proof of concept is you wouldn't be using the actual IP address and stuff of the server, right? You wouldn't want to expose like the fine details, but you would give the reader the basic understanding of the flow of how it works with screenshots, a kind of step-by-step. First, we navigated to this web page, and we found that this input field was not being properly validated, so we were able to run this command to ping our server, which we had set up a Wireshark listener and captured the packets to confirm that we had code execution and it pinged our server. Now, in a practical scenario, you wouldn't be, as an attacker, you wouldn't be just running a simple ping command back to your server, right? You would be doing something malicious like, Netcat spawning a shell to get even further access on the system, right? You would be doing something malicious. You wouldn't just be pinging back. But for the purposes of proof of concept, all you need to do is show that, hey, I was able to run system commands on the underlying operating system. In this case, I had it ping me, something non-intrusive. Well, that is still pretty intrusive. You're running commands on the underlying operating system, but something that's not as nefarious, I guess I should say, not that malicious really at all. That way you can report it, but as a cutting edge attacker, you can always modify that information to do what you would want to do. Like maybe you're testing your own environment, maybe you work for a company and it really would pay off to be on the cutting edge and understand, okay, here's this new vulnerability, here's a proof of concept, now let me reproduce the attack using this as a guideline, and then I can ensure that my systems are secure. So yeah, what this looks like in terms of like 0 days and like things that are just coming out in the news is that you can basically take a vulnerability that you're completely unfamiliar with, or something brand new or whatever, and you can use that proof of concept as a guideline to sort of step through and try and reproduce the exploit. And once you have that understanding of it, then you can communicate that back to whoever you need to so that it can get patched and get fixed. Maybe you're on the gray hat side, and then you can use it for a whole slew of other purposes, right? But yeah, that is what a proof of concept is. And I guess wrapping this up, we'll just conclude with, for the people that are on the cutting edge, the researchers out there, maybe you're doing bug bounties like I was saying, things like that. for those people, it's good to look at proof of concept, see how other people did their write-ups so that you can better gauge how to best report your findings. Because with these bug bounties, if you want to get good payouts, if you want to get good money, finding the vulnerability you find is only part of the equation there. The other part of the equation is how convincing can you be, how persuasive can you be to the company that you found the vulnerability on. How persuasive can you be to show them like, hey, this is a significant finding and you really need to patch this, and because I showed you this, I'm gonna save you, potentially this much damage, right? So looking at other people's proof of concepts, you can sort of get that part of the story too, so you can best communicate to them and have them understand the significance of your finding. You can get better payouts, and then of course you can help the security community by having better information that they can quite easily follow to reproduce the vulnerability and understand it at the level that you do, if you're the one that found it, right? So yeah, that's basically what I would say about the proof of concept. Let me know if there's any questions down in the section below or just general comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.